about this very unique and unexpected couple that actually developed in the show called the Buccaneers. And to be honest, it's really given what it's supposed to give. The connection between the two is really like a 10 out of a 10. Currently, they are on a rough path, but they still have a lot of camera time, according to what I saw already. And I just feel like if there is a season two, I know it will be very, well broadcast their relationship as well. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And also let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well. If you guys have watched the show, and why would you personally rate it from 1 to 10, because your opinion does matter. So let's get right into it. So basically the show, you can watch it on Apple TV. It follows a group of girls who is set on a mission to find husbands in London in the 80s. Yes, so basically they are like a group. One of them got married, they are trying to find perfect wealthy partners. And of course, there is like another situation that happens with Mabel and Honoria. Yeah, so these are actually the two women that, even though they are set on a mission to find husbands, they end up finding love with each other. But because of the circumstances and the situation they are brought up in that era, in that timing, they know that their relationship will probably be impossible. So basically, who is Mabel? Mabel is the young sister of Lizzie. Mabel is forced to spend time with elder women in London who use their experience to help Mabel find a partner. Mabel is actually a lesbian and has a very hard time to feel free and just to, engage on who she really is. And she actually just ends up adapting to the circumstances of her reality. And then on the other hand, we have Honoria. She's also the younger sister of her wealthy family. In this case, her brother. She's the youngest, or of the brothers. She only has brothers. She's the only girl. Her family is very wealthy, and her friends actually end up getting, married to, in this case, Honoria's brothers. She becomes very confident when Marble comes around her in London, and Marble really, basically bought her, help her bring her out of her shell, because she was very serious, very stayed to herself. She never smiled with anybody. She always was minding her business, just not liking nobody, very antisocial. So when Marble came along, that's when the two actually started to bond. And at the beginning, it was kind of like a love-hate relationship, because of course Mabel is in London. Even though she's from the US, she's in London there because of her sister, because her mother wants them to find a husband. And on Honoria, of course, is in the situation because of her brothers. Her brothers are actually getting married to, of course, Mabel's friends in this case. So this is how the two actually get close. Mabel and Honoria, their relationship at the beginning, it was only like very low key. They barely spoke to each other, but as time went by, you can actually see the two starting to seek for one another, seek, to have conversations. And you can just start to see the eye contact, the way they looked at each other, the conversation. And what gave it away, the moment I knew that they will actually have something, is the moment when I started to see how they used to communicate through their body language. And this way, I just knew there's something between them two was going to happen. And Marble, the way she looked at Honoria is just different. Like she really looks like she's looking in her soul, more or less something like that. So what actually ends up happening is that Mabel and Honoria, they end up hooking up. They have this very deep connection. But then, of course, in this case, Mabel has to go away. But later on, as time progressed, as the episodes progressed, they actually end up reuniting again. But this time, it was a little bit different for them, because at this time, Honoria actually went to seek for Mabel and told her, hey, since that day we hooked up, we kissed in this case, I really have been thinking about you, and I'm ready to do the do. So Honoria and Mabel, they found this house that was away like in the camp, and they went to do the do. And after that, Mabel just woke up and she left Honoria, and Honoria went to seek for her at night, because they were, at a gathering together with their friends. So, they were in the same place. So basically, Honoria goes to seek for her and tell her like, hey, why did you leave? And Mabel basically just snaps on her and just tells her like, hey, this between me and you, it will never be a reality. We can fake it like we have a fake family, that we want to be together, but we know this will never be something real. And it comes to a point that we will have to adjust to our reality. And Honoria was, of course, heartbroken, because even though deep down she knew it was true, but she wasn't expecting Mabel to be so direct with her regarding their situation. And of course, after that, Mabel was like the only way that she can actually stay in London and not go back to New York is for basically for her to find someone, to marry. So Mabel ends up, convincing a guy that they are friends with so that they can get married. But their marriage won't be like a real marriage, it will be like an arranged marriage because the guy also wants to be free and Mabel also wants to be free and she wants to stay in London. So the guy actually ends up proposing to Mabel in front of Honoria, and Honoria felt the type of way because Mabel didn't communicate that with her. It just happened, and of course at that moment, at that time, she felt betrayed, she felt mistreated. But in Mabel's head, she was like, yo, this is what I need to do in order for me to stay in London, for me not to go back to New York to my mother, because her mother actually saw her kissing a girl, before. And her mother was like, you need to get married because like, this ain't you, basically. So she knew her going back to New York wasn't a plan for her. And Honora felt betrayed because, in this case, Mabel didn't communicate that, the plan to her. So after that, things go by, the episodes go by, everybody has their own storylines, and here comes the other part. So Mabel and Honoria, they have this conversation where Honoria finally told Mabel how she felt, and Honoria basically just told her, hey, like, when you came around, I felt free. I felt like me and you, we could have been possible. You just gave me hope, and now you're getting married. I feel betrayed by you, and I wish like me and you we will never a thing, because if I knew it would end up this way, I would basically rather for us not to have done anything. And of course, Mabel was so shocked because she didn't mean to hurt Honoria, but she also needed to position herself maturely in order to get done what she needed to get done. But Honoria is very sensitive when it comes to Mabel, because Mabel is the first person who she actually likes. And of course, she's the first person who opened her to for her to realize who she really is. So it's a very hard pill for her to swallow, knowing that the person who you wants to be with doesn't see a future with you because of the circumstances. Basically, they both like each other. You can really see that they like each other, but they are just on different pages right now. They can't find a common ground to make it work. But so far, if you guys want further details, I would 100% recommend you all to go to Apple TV and to go watch the show. Once again, it's called The Buccaneers. It has one season available. And if not, yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, there might be 7 or 8 episodes. And to be honest, it is giving what it's supposed to give. I love the quality, I love the acting. Each episode is almost an hour long. So if you guys like long series, this is definitely the one that I would recommend you all to go do. And I really hope that Mabel and Honoria can find their way back to each other and find things, and find a common ground on how to make their relationship work. Because to be honest, I really do understand Mabel's position for her getting married to stay in London, not to go back to New York. And I also understand Honoria's situation because she's the first time she feels felt for someone and likes someone, and now she has to deal with this. But Honoria also has to think of the timing of the relationship. So there is just a lot going on. So yes, guys, this is a very, very quick review regarding their relationship. If you guys want to do or know more details, I will 100% recommend you all to go watch the show. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.